Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel and today's daily, which of course is going to be tents and trees. Today is July 9th. With that said, let's grab our free coins and let's jump into our dailies. I think what I'm going to do today is I'm going to do a quick one of these groups. Every now and again, these are kind of fun to do, and this one actually has a little bit of variation. So it's, we start small and move up to a little bit bigger. So, and then we'll jump into a couple of these other larger packs and more difficult packs. So just liking to mix it up a little bit. So let's get on this guy real quick. And let's just fly through these things where we can, because these are usually pretty easy to do. We just gotta make sure we're clicking on the right things. This one right here. Easy enough. Let's get all these guys. I do like when they have the zeros there. Saves so much time instead of clicking on every one yourself. But obviously that doesn't always work with every version of puzzle. So these ones tend to have that happen more often than obviously the more difficult ones. What else we got here? And we've got a 3 here, so we can put all of those in. This 2's not quite there. The 1 is done, so this 2 is in. This 3 is done. These 2's are done, so we can put these guys in. Cool. On to the next. And doing some of these other guys, these smaller ones like this, gives you rewards, the coin rewards, so you can use those for other things that you might need to do. Let's say some of your achievements and those sorts of things. So at the end of the day, it's good use because you can use those to get those coins. So let's just click on all of these guys. They're all good to go. That should finish both these 2s, this guy and this guy. And you can also turn off where it automatically removes the empty squares when you've clicked on them. But for me, it just seems like it's, why get rid of that feature when it's there? And it's not like it's helping you solve. It's just completing the tedious work, I guess is the best way to put it, without you having to do it all instantly or do it all by yourself. It just does it instantly. All right, what do we got here? These 2 have to have one of each. These are all out, which pushes this in and then finalizes these 2. Now that 1 is going to be done. This one here has to be in. That one goes there. This one goes here. And this is, that one's out is what I meant to do. This one is done. What else do we have? This one's out, so this is in. Don't know which one this goes to yet. You have to be here, you have to be here. I still don't quite know what that is. What else do we have? This 2 here, this one here, that finishes this. Now we know this goes here, which removes that. Thank you. That goes to there, so this has to go here now. So these are done, you and you. Good. And we get through these things pretty quickly, obviously, because they're the easier versions. So let's go here. We know those all have to be in. We know one of these 2 has to be in, so that's out, and these are in, so that pushes these 2 in. This guy here has to be in, so all of these are out. The corner. We can get rid of all those. The 1s are done, so we can get rid of those. These 2 have to be in. Didn't mean to hit that one. One of these 2 will be in. This one we don't quite know yet. That corner guy was out. This guy's out. Let's get rid of all these guys here. And then see if we have any of these other ones. Yep, here we go. This one's in. One of these will be in, but not both of them. So therefore this one has to be in. Now that 1 is finished, which is going to push this and this. That'll finish the 2 and get this guy going and this guy going. This one and this one are done, so you, and you. There we go. So, got through those ones pretty good. Good. See, we got a bunch of coins on that one. Plus we got some nice easy ones to work with. Let's see what we've got going on the rest of these. Let's keep it towards the more difficult ones, I guess. Let's do this 11 by 11. And maybe this 12 by 6 and 12 and 12 and 12 by 16. Cool. Now we're going to have to do a lot of our own clicking, but we can say that all of these must be in. All of these are out. These 2 have to be out, so you're in, which pushes you in. Now, What do we have other, this 4, 1, no. Actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, so we can actually remove all of these guys. Did my counting wrong there to start with. This other 4 coming across, we can remove that one. Okay, that's good, because that now forces this in and this in. That's a little something. What about this guy? I don't think this one's in, because you have to be you, and you. Okay, so we can't figure those out necessarily right off the bat. We can do a little bit more of this cleanup work, and we can look at this 2 and say you and you have to be out, and so do you. That now removes these down to 5, so this is out. This guy here has to be in, you have to be in, you have to be in, which is going to set off a chain reaction here. Because now this has to be in, this has to be, this has to be, this has to be, and this has to be. Now what will that do here? That forces this guy to be in. One of these 2 will be in, so both of these are out. Now this 2 is just done, which finishes the 4, which is again going to set off a bit of a reaction here. This guy is here, so you have to be in. The 1 is done, so all these are out, so it should now give us everything we need. Yep, it does. Good. If I can get my nose to stop itching, that'd be nice. All right, let's look at the 4s. Yep, all of these have to be in, so we can get rid of all of these, which will leave 1 left over for the 1. This is a corner, so that can go. I want to look at this 4 as well. Yep, these all have to be in, so we can do the exact same thing on the edge here. There is no 1 next to it, but that's okay. We can also remove some of these. That one is out. Okay, now the 3 says this one has to be out. So these are in. Or those are out, excuse me. Let's do a little bit of cleanup, and then let's go back maybe to this 4. No, not quite there yet. Gonna have to find something. Okay, this guy here can't be in because it would remove all of the options for both of these, so that's a little something. That 2 doesn't have much. We said the 4 doesn't. The 3 here has a little bit, because we know that these can't be in because they would remove too many options. What else do we see now? Or did that remove enough options here for anything? Yeah, it reduced this 3 a little bit, so now these can't be in because they would remove multiple options. Now that's probably going to come back. This guy is out. One of these 2 has to be in, so you're out. Now we get a corner here, so you're out. This guy and this guy can't be in, so we'll get rid of those. And, okay, this guy has to be out, because again, it would remove 2 options, which now pushes you in and you in. And still don't quite have enough on the 3 there. Or the 4. What about some of these other ones? Looking up and down, maybe. No, not the, oh, the 3 here, yes. We have removed enough, so this guy has to be in. So you go to you, so you have to be in. So do you, and you, and you. Now you have to be in, you have to be in, you have to be in, and you have to be in, which forces both of these and you. 3 is done, 3 is done. All of these are done. This 2 is the last remaining, which forces the last 2. Good. Try to get a little hydration in between there. Let's go into the 12 by 12 and 16 by 16s. Oh, we actually do have a 0. That's interesting. Let's look at this 5 first. So there is 6 possible options, so we can remove multiples, which means these 2 as well must be gone. Let's jump into the pruning of this thing, if you will. Get rid of a bunch of these options and then see what this 0 has to have some import, right? 'Cause otherwise, why would it be there? So let's see what it did by removing all these options. What is it then? Doop. I don't really see anything at the moment, so maybe it's something that'll come up later. This and this have to be out, because again, we removed multiple options. This is a corner, so you're out. I don't think we have any more corners like that. I don't see any. Oh, this 3 here. It says these 2 must be in, so that's going to get us moving. In a good little clip here. That corner, this has to be in. Good. That was a nice little bit of work. This 2 now says you are in. And one of these 2 is so you're out. The 3 has to finish. So it does. What about this guy? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, these 2 are out. And I think we can actually just put in a couple, because we think about this guy in its entirety. This one there could be 1 here. There can only be 2 in these 3 places, because there's only 2 trees that can go with. That's 3, therefore 4, 5. So those are all in. Now that's out. Those 2 are in. This one's here. This one has to go here, and this one has to go here. Now the 2 is done. This guy here has to be in, which forces you and you. And you, and you. We get a corner, so you're out. This 2 is done, so that's out. This guy here now just has to be in, and that forces both of these to be in. One of these 2 has to be in, and we have one here, so this is out, and this is in and in. We know one of these 2 is in, and it has to be that one, because that's the only guy sitting there. That forces all of this to occur. Perfect. Should have 1 left, and we're running pretty good time, so we'll see how quickly we get through this one, and then we might pick up another one, or we might not. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So yes, we can click off everything that removes multiple options, and of course the ones that are just a given, not possibles, and see how that might correlate to other things. Doesn't look like it said anything by itself, and the 1 still has multiple options. So those are not doing. Let's look at this 5. Okay, here, let's start in this corner here. We have something we can work with. Corner, one of those 2 will be in. Let's get rid of some of this stuff and see what pops its little head out. Not necessarily. Let's go back to this 5, which I had started to look at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Nope. What about you? Yeah, we can do a little bit. Not a ton, but there's something there. I think we can remove this guy too, right? Yeah, because that will remove all options. We can also look down here. This guy has to be in, similar to what was over here, which is going to set off a little bit of something we can work with, I think. Yes, because now this guy can't be in because he would have to take on both of these, which then pushes these guys in, and that will create some work that we can now do. So let's get rid of all this stuff. Now this guy has to go here. And did that clear anything else up? 2 of these must be in, so all of these are out. Let's get rid of these guys while we're here. 2 doesn't quite have anything yet. The 5 doesn't quite have anything. It's close to being there, but not quite at the moment. We'll come back to the 7 at some point because it's going to have some... Okay, here we can actually do something. If we look at these guys here, this can't be in because it would be taking on all of these. Just make sure that's... Yep, okay. Sometimes there will be a little misclick here. Like, why is this one not in? It's a good thing I saw that because that wouldn't have been appropriate that it's not showing. But this still is the same thing. It can't be in because it would force all of these to be in. Now this one has to be in. That's still not quite determined, but the 1 is, and that should give us our 7. Because now we've removed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, so those are all in. Good. That'll get us hopefully moving in the right direction now. A corner means you're out. This is a 3, so this one is out. Well, it didn't. Okay, well, this is actually, we can go further with the... No, we can't really, because it's 1, 2, and then 3, but we don't have anything saying or taking out both of these options. So let's start looking back at these 5s maybe. Or actually, this 3 right here now has had its options removed, so we can plug those guys out a little bit. And then this 1 now has finalized itself, which forces you in. Good. That 3 is still a bit open. What about this 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one has to be out. This one has to be out. So it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. So these 2 will be in. We don't know which ones these guys go to, so we can't necessarily remove these other options, but we can try to look back again at these 5s. And there's not enough on that one to do anything. Can't do that one. Okay, the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, nothing there. Back up to this 5, maybe? Yeah, these 2 are out. And we can go back in and do a little bit more here, because this guy can't be in, because he would remove, same thing as over here, it would remove all options, so that's out, which forces these guys in, which is going to then add some spots where we know we can go. That forces you out. Good. The 4 still not usable necessarily. That's not really usable necessarily. These 5s have to now be worked something, right? Yeah, this one is all that's left is in. Then we can get rid of you. This 2 is done, so those are all out, which pushes you in. Good. What about this 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This middle boy is out. Can't quite determine. This 1 here, though, has this guy in, which pushes you out, which makes you in. So now this guy can be determined. These 2 must be in. And that will finish this 5 spot, which these can go away now. And this 5 spot, which gets rid of you guys, which finishes the 3. Good. This 2 is done. I just saw that. This 4 needs 1 more, so let's put you in and you in. Now we should just have, yeah, a couple of things here we can deal with to take care of these guys. And how do we organize these? Oh, this 5 here is saying this one's out, so that pushes these 2 in. Good. Cool. So we're almost at the 20-minute mark. I think that's a good place to stop here. We've done all of our packs. We've done most of them. We haven't done these guys. I tend not to do these too often, but I will every now and again if you guys want me to. Let me know in the comments if you want me to go into the no-mo ones. Usually if it gets past like 9 or something like that, they become a little bit of a pain for me, so I don't tend to get into those. But of course, like I said, whatever you guys want, I'll do them if you'd like to see that. But anyway, like I said, we're at about 20 minutes, so I think that's a good amount of time for these guys. Sometimes we'll creep over, but we'll try to keep it down today. So hope you all enjoyed the daily tents and trees for July 9th, and we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.